In this video, we're going to talk about one of the most important but often overlooked parts of email marketing, the deliverability. So you may be doing all the right things like planning campaigns weeks ahead, writing great copy, designing beautiful emails, but none of that really matters if your well-crafted emails end up in the spam folder and never actually reach your audience. So over the last few years have helped multiple e-commerce brands fix their poor deliverability and watch their revenue skyrocket as a result. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact process I use to spot and fix deliverability problems step by step so you can do the same. And by the end, you'll have a 6-week game plan to boost your deliverability and get more eyes on every email you send. As for me, I'm Mike. Here you can find more info about me and my contact details if you want to get in touch. I've also included the exact document we'll cover in the video down in the description, so you can grab it, use it, tweak it. It's basically all yours. Okay, and here is a quick look of what's inside and what we'll cover in this video. So first we're going to talk about what email deliverability is and why it's important. Then we'll cover how to know if you have a deliverability problem. After that, we'll dive into how to improve your email deliverability and avoid the spam folder. We'll go into detail on how to fix your technical setup, clean your list, and improve your sender reputation. And finally, I'll provide you with a 6-week game plan to improve your deliverability. Okay, so let's get into it. So what exactly is email deliverability and why is it so important? Email deliverability is all about where your emails actually show up, whether that's the primary inbox, promotions tab, or the spam folder. Good deliverability means your emails consistently land in the recipient's primary box. Poor deliverability means your emails are being filtered into the spam or other non-primary folders. But what are the factors that actually affect your email deliverability? Inbox providers like Gmail and Yahoo decide where to place your emails based on several key factors. So if everything checks out, your message lands in the primary inbox, but if something's off, it could end up in the spam. So the most important factors to include, that will be the sender's reputation, and it's based on your sending history and engagement rate. The quality of your content, spammy language, misleading subject lines, etc. The list hygiene, so a clean active list reduces bounces and protects your reputation. And the technical setup, so having a proper email authentication, the SPF, DKIM, and DMARC helps prove you're a legitimate sender. So we're going to cover each one in detail, but first let's quickly talk about why good email deliverability is so important to the success of your email marketing. Okay, it's very simple. If your emails don't land in the primary inbox, your customers won't see them. So no visibility means no opens, no clicks, and no sales. But when your emails hit the inbox, more people see them, more people engage with them, and more people visit your site, and ultimately more people buy. And that is more revenue for you. In short, better deliverability equals more money in your pocket. Now that it's clear what email deliverability is and why it matters and what affects it, let's talk about how to know if you have a deliverability problem. Okay, so how do you know you have a deliverability problem? It's simple. If your open rates drop sharply or stay low, so for example under 30 to 20%, this is a clear sign that your emails may be landing in spam. Ideally, your open rates should be at least 40%, and even better if they're 50% or higher. Of course, open rates are just one clue. So if you want a clearer picture, you can test where your emails are landing by using a third-party tool. So there are a few great and free tools you can use to check whether your emails are landing in the spam folder, and I recommend using Glock apps or Gmail to run a quick test. The test works by sending an email to a variety of different inboxes and monitoring whether the email lands, whether it's in the inbox, promotions tab, or spam folder. And the process is pretty straightforward. First, you copy the list of test email addresses provided by Glock apps or Gmail. Second, you use your email marketing platform, ideally Klaviyo, to send a sample campaign to those addresses. And once the test email is sent, you can go back into the tool to check the results and see where your emails landed. Ideally, 70% or more of your emails should land in the primary inbox, If not, that's a clear sign you need to improve your email deliverability. Okay, so how to improve email deliverability and avoid the spam folder? Now that you know how to test your email deliverability, let's dive into how you can improve it and stay out of the spam folder. The goal is simple, so get more of your emails into the inbox, especially the primary one, and out of the spam folder. So here are the 3 key areas you need to focus on to boost your deliverability and ensure your emails actually get seen. First, have your technical setup in place. Second, clean your list. And third, improve your sender reputation. Okay, let's start with the technical side. So there are 2 key areas you need to get right: using a branded sending domain and setting up proper email authentication. Having a branded sending domain is going to have one of the biggest impacts on your delivery and landing in the primary inbox. In 2024, Google and Yahoo announced new sender requirements for bulk email senders. And if you're wondering, they define bulk senders as anyone sending 5,000 or more emails per day to Google accounts, which includes most e-commerce brands. And one of the key requirements is that senders must use a branded domain. So setting up a branded sending domain is no longer just a best practice, it's mandatory if you want to reach your audience. And if you're not sure whether you have a branded sending domain, here's a simple step-by-step guide on how to check. So first you need to log into your Klaviyo account. Second, in the left-hand sidebar, click on settings, then select domains. Third, under branded email sending domain, you'll see your current sending domain and its status. If the status shows active, as in the example here, you're all set and your branded domain is properly configured. If it's not active, you need to complete the setup process. And here I've also attached the official Klaviyo guide on how to set up your branded sending domain. Feel free to check it out. If you prefer a quicker overview on how to connect your branded sending domain, below is a simplified version of the setup process. So here you can see the steps required for it. And yeah, feel free to check it out. And that's it for the branded sending domain. So check if you have one, and if not, follow the instructions to set it up. It's a simple, straightforward process. Now let's move on to the second part of the technical setup, and that's the email authentication. So email authentication is most often used to block harmful or fraudulent uses of emails such as phishing and spam. The most commonly used email authentication standards are SPF, DKIM, and DMARC, and these are the ones you need to have. With a dedicated sending domain, the Klaviyo records added during the setup automatically enable DKIM and SPF authentication. In other words, if we connect a dedicated sending domain to our account as suggested in the previous step, this means the 2 out of the 3 required records will be automatically set up. However, setting up DMARC is an external process performed outside of Klaviyo with your DNS provider. And now let's take a look at how to set up DMARC in your DNS. So there are many different DNS providers, but the following steps outline the general implementation of DMARC. So first you need to log into your DNS provider. Once logged into your DNS provider, you would need to create a new record with the following information. So it will be type txt, host DMARC, and value DMARC p equals 1. Keep in mind that because there are many different DNS providers, the terminology and processes for creating a new record may differ. So for specific guidance on configuring DMARC for your domain, it's recommended to consult your DNS provider directly. Once you add your DMARC record, you are set up with email authentication. So to make sure everything is working correctly, you can use Easy DMARC to verify your setup. And this tool will show you whether everything is set up correctly. That's it for the technical setup. With your branded domain and email authentication set up, it's time to move on to the next crucial step, which is cleaning your email list. So keeping your email list clean is one of the simplest ways to boost deliverability and protect your sender reputation. It helps your emails reach the inbox, improves engagement rates, and also lowers your Klaviyo bills. So in short, clean list equals better results. Now here's how to clean your list in 5 steps. First, get rid of the never active profiles. So to do, create a new segment in Klaviyo using the following definition. Person has opened email 0 times over all time. Person has clicked email 0 times over all time. Person has placed order 0 times overall time, and person can receive email marketing. So this segment includes people who are eligible to receive email marketing but have never engaged with your emails or made a purchase. And once you've created a segment, simply suppress it. This ensures these contacts won't receive any future emails from you. So after that, get rid of the long-term inactive profiles. This segment includes long-term inactive profiles, people who are technically subscribed to your emails but haven't engaged with your emails or visited your website in the past year. Here you can check the exact segment definition you can use to identify these inactive profiles. But as mentioned, it will combine people who haven't engaged with your emails or visited your website in the past year. Okay, once you've created the segment, just simply suppress it. And next, you also want to remove your email addresses that have bounced. So this segment targets contacts with a history of bounced emails. So those are people whose email addresses are no longer valid or are consistently undeliverable. So keeping them on your list can hurt your sender reputation and lower your deliverability. Specifically, this segment includes people who are still eligible to receive email marketing, who have had at least one hard bounce or have experienced more than 3 soft bounces. So if you're wondering what's the difference between a hard and soft bounce, the hard bounce is a permanent failure. So this means the email address is no longer valid and no longer exists. So these should always be removed immediately. A soft bounce is basically a temporary issue. So this could be caused by a full inbox, server downtime, or other short-term problems. However, if an address soft bounces multiple times, it's likely inactive and should be removed as well. By suppressing this segment, you reduce the risk of future bounce, protect your sender reputation, and improve your chances of landing in the inbox. Now, once you've cleaned out bounced emails for obvious reasons, you also want to get rid of people who've marked your emails as spam. Here's the exact segment definition you can use to identify these profiles. Person has marked email as spam at least once over all time, and person can receive email marketing. Of course, once you've created the segment, simply suppress it from your list. Okay, and lastly, you need to get rid of MXE spam traps. So the spam traps are a valid deliverable email address used by anti-spam organizations to catch senders who use poor list collection methods or have a bad data hygiene. So spam traps usually look like regular email addresses, which makes them nearly impossible to identify. If you start sending to a spam trap, you risk getting blacklisted and having your emails sent straight to spam. The good news is there are ways to segment your list to reduce the chances of hitting a spam trap and protect your deliverability. One way to do this is by creating a segment that filters out common spam trap addresses, and these often include generic or role-based emails like the ones below. Email contains sales at, help at, and many more. And that wraps up the list cleaning process. Now that you've cleaned your list, you've removed the people who weren't interested or who were hurting your deliverability. So what's left are the subscribers who actually want to hear from you. And with a more engaged list, the email providers are more likely to trust your emails and deliver them straight to the inbox. Next, we are going to talk about improving your sender reputation, which is the third key to better email deliverability. Sender reputation refers to how trustworthy your brand is in the eyes of the inbox providers, and it's one of the most important factors affecting your deliverability. So the inbox providers like Gmail and Yahoo determine your sender reputation based on your sending behavior and engagement metrics. So this reputation helps determine whether your emails land in the primary inbox, the promotions tab, or the spam folder. And here are the key metrics that can impact your sender reputation and should be monitored regularly. So that will be the unique open rates, unique click rates, bounce rates, unsubscribe rates, and spam complaint rate. So the goal here is just to break the cycle of low engagement and poor inbox placement. So by improving your sender reputation, you increase your chances of reaching the inbox and delivering better results from your emails. Okay, so to improve the sender reputation, we need to focus on two key. First, we need to send emails only to your most engaged subscribers, so the people who consistently engage with the brand. This helps boost the key metrics like open rates and click-through rates while also reducing spam complaints. And as we discussed, these are some of the key metrics that will determine your sender reputation. So therefore, I suggest setting up segments based on recent activities such as 30, 60, 90, 120, and 180 day engagement. By combining site activity and email engagement, you can achieve this. Here's how the segment looks like. It essentially includes people who have opened or clicked your emails or have been active on your website. Second, we make sure the emails we send are relevant, helpful, and genuinely worth opening. When inbox providers see strong engagement from the right audience, they begin to trust your content and are more likely to place your emails in the primary inbox. So this means that you need to create content that speaks to your audience's interests and needs. Don't just push sales, give them value, helpful tips, and entertaining content. Prioritize what your subscribers care about, not just what you're trying to sell. So in a nutshell, to improve your sender reputation, create a segment of your most engaged subscribers, focus on emailing only those people, and make sure you're sending relevant, helpful content they genuinely want to open, not just constant sales pitches. Okay, next we need a game plan. With everything set up, let's map out a clear week-by-week plan to boost your email deliverability. So keep in mind that following this strategy, you'll be sending to fewer people at first, and that might mean less revenue in short term, but it's a necessary step if you want to improve performance and make more money in the long term. So in the first 2 weeks, turn off all flows except your welcome series, post-purchase, and abandonment flows. And we want to keep these flows running since they typically generate the highest engagement and can significantly help. After that, focus on sending 3 campaigns per week to your 30-day engagement segment only, and stick with this for 2 weeks. So the goal here is to maximize open rates. Okay, so weeks 3 and 4, step 1, by now you've sent 6 campaigns to the 30-day engagement segment. And if your open rate is 50% or higher, you're ready to move to step 2, which is sending 3 campaigns per week to your 60-day engagement segment. If your open rate is 50% or higher, you are ready to move to step 2, which is sending 3 campaigns per week to your 60-day engagement segment, and do this for 2 more weeks. If not, and your open rates are below 50%, repeat week 1 and 2 strategy for another 2 weeks. Now week 5 and 6. So step 1, after 6 campaigns to the 60-day engagement, check your open rate again. If it's still hovering around 50%, proceed to step 2, where we send 3 campaigns per week, and this time to your 90-day engagement segment. Again, keep this up for 2 weeks. If not, continue with the week 3 and 4 plan for another 2 weeks. After that, we have week 6. You've now basically sent 6 campaigns to the 90-day engagement segment, and if your open rate remains strong and around 50%, you're ready for the final step, and you can start emailing your 120 and 180-day engagement segment regularly, and you can also turn all your flows back on at this stage. If not, go back and continue with the week 3 and 4 plan for 2 more weeks. Okay, if you are an e-commerce brand and need help with your email marketing, my team and I can take care of everything. So from fixing deliverability issues to building a strategy that actually drives sales, we can do that for you. You'll find the link to book a call in the description down below. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm always happy to help. You can also follow me on socials for more tips, insights, and practical guides. I have put the links to my socials in the document below, so please feel free to take a look at them. Thank you.